could a surprise $7,000 payment be heading your way? If you're on Social Security or SSDI, listen up. The Senate might have just given the green light to a new inflation relief measure, and it could mean extra cash in your pocket. But is it a done deal? Let's dive into what's happening and how it could affect you. Hey everyone, it's Benefit Buster, and today we're breaking down some potentially game-changing news coming out of the Senate. Imagine the impact of an extra $7,000 showing up when you least expect it. We're talking about a possible one-time deposit aimed at easing the burden of inflation for Social Security and SSDI recipients. Now, before you start planning how to spend it, let's get real about what this approval actually means. We'll walk you through the details of the bill, the hurdles it still needs to clear, and what the experts are saying about its chances. We all know Social Security can be complicated, and with talks of insolvency and potential benefit cuts on the horizon, any extra help is welcome. Is this the solution we've been waiting for, or just a temporary fix? We'll also look at how this potential payment fits into the bigger picture of Social Security reform. What other changes are being discussed, and how could they impact your benefits in the long run? Cut to graphics showing the Senate building and headlines about the approval. Alright, let's get into it. The Senate has recently taken a significant step by approving this one-time payment. This move comes as inflation continues to rise, putting immense pressure on those living on fixed incomes. Now, let's break down what exactly happened. The Senate voted on this measure as part of a larger package aimed at providing financial relief to Americans struggling with rising costs. It was a bipartisan effort, with both sides recognizing the urgent need to support our most vulnerable citizens. According to reports from Source, the $7,000 payment is designed specifically for Social Security and SSDI recipients. But here's where it gets interesting: this approval is just one step in the legislative process. It still needs to go through the House of Representatives and then be signed into law by the President before it becomes official. Explaining the Social Security and SSDI. Before we get into eligibility and how to claim this payment, let's quickly recap what Social Security and SSDI are for those who might not be familiar. Social Security is a federal program that provides retirement benefits to eligible workers and their families. On the other hand, SSDI Social Security disability insurance is designed for individuals who are unable to work due to disabilities. Both programs are crucial lifelines for millions of Americans. In fact, according to the Social Security Administration, over 70 million people benefit from these programs each month. That's a significant portion of our population relying on these funds for their day-to-day needs. With inflation hitting record highs recently, over 8% in some areas, these benefits often fall short of meeting basic living expenses. That's why this proposed $7,000 payment is so critical. So who exactly qualifies for this one-time deposit? Let's break it down. 1. Social Security recipients. If you're receiving Social Security retirement benefits, you're likely eligible. 2. SSDI beneficiaries. Those receiving SSDI due to disabilities will also qualify. 3. Income limits. While specific income thresholds haven't been detailed yet, there may be some limitations based on your overall income or assets. As we get more information from official sources like the SSA, we'll keep you updated. 4. Age restrictions. Generally, there aren't age restrictions for receiving these benefits as long as you're eligible under the program rules. 5. Citizenship requirements. You must be a U.S. citizen or legal resident to qualify. It's essential to stay tuned for updates regarding any additional criteria that may be announced as the legislation progresses. Now that we've covered eligibility, let's talk about when you might actually see this money in your account. As of now, since the bill has only been approved by the Senate and still needs further legislative action, there's no set date for when payments will begin. However, if everything goes smoothly and quickly through Congress, fingers crossed, we could see payments starting within a few months after final approval. Typically, once legislation is signed into law, the Social Security Administration will take some time to process everything before issuing payments. Historically, these processes can take anywhere from a few weeks to several months. If you're currently enrolled in direct deposit for your Social Security benefits, chances are this payment will also go directly into your account without any extra steps needed on your part. Now let's talk about how you can check your status and ensure you receive this benefit once it's available. 1. Official channels. Always rely on official sources like the Social Security Administration's website. This is where you'll find accurate information regarding your benefits. 2. My Social Security account. If you don't already have one, I highly recommend creating a My Social Security account online. This portal allows you to view your benefit status and any updates regarding new legislation or payments. 3. Beware of scams. Be cautious. There are many scams out there targeting vulnerable individuals looking for financial assistance. Never give out personal information over the phone or online unless you're certain it's an official source. 4. No fees required. Remember that there is no fee associated with claiming your Social Security benefits or checking your status. If anyone asks for money upfront, it's likely a scam. 5. Resources. If you have questions or need assistance navigating the process, consider reaching out directly to SSA representatives through their official phone number. They can provide guidance tailored specifically to your situation. Now that we've covered all the nitty-gritty details about this one-time payment, let's zoom out and look at the bigger picture regarding Social Security itself. The reality is that Social Security faces significant financial challenges moving forward. According to projections from the Social Security Board of Trustees, if no changes are made, the trust fund could become insolvent by 2034. That means without reform or additional funding sources, benefits could be reduced by up to 24%. So while this $7,000 payment is certainly welcome news right now, it raises questions about long-term sustainability. Will future generations face cuts? How will rising costs impact funding? What reforms are being discussed in Congress? Some lawmakers are advocating for increased taxes or adjustments in benefit calculations as potential solutions, but these discussions can get contentious. Let's address some potential concerns surrounding this one-time payment. Is this too good to be true? Many people might feel skeptical about whether they'll actually receive this money or if it's just political posturing. Impact on federal deficit. Critics argue that adding more payments could worsen our national debt crisis, currently sitting at over $31 trillion. Sustainability concerns. Is this just a band-aid solution? Will it lead us down a path where we rely too heavily on temporary fixes rather than long-term reforms? Fairness to future generations. What about younger workers who will eventually pay into these systems? How will they be affected by increased spending now? Legislative gridlock. With Congress often divided along party lines, there's always uncertainty about whether measures like this will actually pass into law. So here we are. The Senate has approved an exciting new measure that could provide much-needed relief for millions of Americans reliant on Social Security and SSDI, but remember that it still has hurdles ahead before becoming reality. To recap, the approval means potential $7,000 payments for eligible recipients. Eligibility criteria include being a current recipient of Social Security or SSDI. Payment timelines remain uncertain but could start within months if everything goes smoothly. Always check official sources for updates and avoid scams. Stay informed as we follow this developing story together. And remember, your voice matters. If you have thoughts or questions about this topic or want us to cover something else related to financial support or government programs, drop them in the comments below. Stay tuned, because we're going to break it all down for you. Make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any updates on this developing story. Plus, share this video with your friends and family who might also benefit from this information. Let's get informed together.